officers were subsumed into the local forces of their communities. The newly formed tribes expanded to encompass the relatives and friends of the police. That's already what happens in a tyranny. Anybody who's part of the thug system has all these special rights. It's a new class. The dollar had collapsed as the world reserve currency in 2012 when the worsening economic depression made it clear to Washington's creditors that the federal budget deficit was too large to be financed except by printing of money. With the dollar's demise, import prices skyrocketed. Americans were unable to afford foreign-made goods. The transnational corporations that were producing offshore for U.S. markets were bankrupted, further eroding the government's revenue base. The government was forced to print money in order to pay its bills, causing domestic prices to rise rapidly. Faced with hyperinflation, Washington took recourse in terminating Social Security and Medicare, and followed by the confiscating the remnants of private pensions. This provided a one-year respite, but with no more resources to confiscate, money creation and hyperinflation resumed. Organized food deliveries broke down. That's already starting to happen, and police forces are disbanding. With the government fought hyperinflation with fixed prices and the mandate that all purchases and sales had to be with U.S. paper currency. Unwilling to trade appreciating goods for depreciating dollars, goods disappeared from stores. Washington responded as Lenin had done during the War of Communism period of Soviet history. The government sent troops to confiscate goods for distribution in kind to the population. That's what's starting to happen in Venezuela. This was a temporary stopgap until existing stocks were depleted, as future production was discouraged. Much of the confiscated stocks became the property of troops who seized the goods. And then it just goes into the nightmare collapse scenario. In fact, the whole article didn't print. Will you guys print it again for me? Thanks. Okay, that is the year America dissolved, 2017. And this is what the globalists actually want. They're going to reorganize it before it ever gets to that point, but it's going to get close to this. That's their stated plan. Let's go to Roy in Georgia, former military. Go ahead. Give us your take, Roy.
Mr. Jones, Roy Callahan, West Central Georgia, 80 years old, military intelligence in Korea, Army Security Agency, the Uniform Division of NSA. Mr. Jones, the question is this. Last night, Mr. Craig Hewlett was on George Norrie for the first 2 hours, and I left voicemails with Ms. Kristen Davies to get to you, to get to Mr. Ted Anderson, and to get to you, and to try to have you hear that broadcast before you went on the air today. Are you familiar with the name Mr. Craig Hewlett, sir?
Hewlett? No. How do you spell it?
I would suppose it's Hewlett. Mr. Jones, I am a radio listener from the 1930s. In fact, in 1930, when I was born, I'm sure the radio was playing, and I heard my first radio in 1930. And this is set at my father's feet during World War II, hearing all of the most famous news people in the world, sir. I'm having cards printed up that say these words: the most valuable man alive, Alex Jones. And then I'm going to give a way to hear you, which would be Penny Talk, telephone number, $1.80 for 3 hours any weekday.
Well, that's an awesome way to get the word out. But I mean, tell us, sir, specifically with your background, what your view is on this takeover.
Well, sir, Mr. Craig Hewlett said last night that what you fear so horribly is already exists, sir. That's what scared me to death. And
that's right. The grid is in place, but they haven't fully released it on us yet.
He says at one point what a master is saying, that the 1.45 quadrillion in assets, or which are as of now counted as assets, located in the Cayman Islands. Sir, before you sleep, access stream link.
Well, no, I will, and I'll try to call George Norrie about it. But specifically, it's on record that thousands of trillions have been stolen. thousands of trillions, and it's 1.5 quadrillion is the conservative number. The Washington Post says 600 trillion. And yes, a lot of it is in the Cayman Islands. I mean, this is offshore banks that did this. But crystallizing what this fellow said, what else did he say?
Mister, here's what shocked me to death. This man's I think he's a generation after me. I'm a Korean era age, and he is Vietnam era age, and I think he was in the media because he was talking about, I believe, being with Sean Penn in Vietnam. But this man is extremely knowledgeable, sir, and I say of Mr. Webster Griffin Tarpley that there is no mind, that it is no mind superior to Mr. Webster Griffin Tarpley, and last night the voice of Mr. Craig Hewlett.
Well, listen, that's amazing. Be sure and call me back in the next few days with more. We'll check into it. Mark and JC, you'll be our final callers on the other side of this quick break. PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com are the websites.
If you're in a service business, that's money ringing in your ears. If your phone's not ringing, chances are it's a problem with your marketing. Landscapers, painters, roofers, carpet cleaners, pet sitters, handymen. Anyone with a residential service business can build a huge and loyal customer base fast with the Magic Yellow Flyer. No more expensive newspaper, yellow pages, or internet pay-per-click ads. The Magic Yellow Flyer will have new customers calling you within 1 week. The Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system is the most effective and inexpensive way to build a referral-only service business in a short period of time. And the Magic Yellow Flyer comes with an outrageous 1-year guarantee. You will get new customers or your money back. For details, go to MagicYellowFlyer.com. No matter what business you're in, the Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system will work for you. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com. Put the Magic Yellow Flyer to work for you today. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship, body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Now you can purify the water and filter the air in your entire house for less. Keep listening for discount information from airandaqua.com. Airandaqua.com has everything from whole house air and water purification systems to air conditioners, shower filters, water testing kits, atmospheric water generators, and much more to keep you and your family healthy. Now, airandaqua.com has developed 2 value-packed money-saving packages. Package 1, the Pure Whole Home Water Package. It includes 3 very important elements to purify the water in your whole house. Package 2, the Whole Home Air Package, with an ultraviolet light system that kills 99.9% of airborne bacteria and viruses. Get more details on both of these air and water filter packages at airandaqua.com or call 866-380-AQUA. That's 866-380-2782. GCN listeners use promo code GCN for an 8% discount. Go to airandaqua.com. That's airandaqua.com. Purify your life today.
Up at GCNlive.com, the Genesis Radio Network news site, GCNlive.com, the year America dissolved, that Paul Craig Roberts column. And also Mike Adams, collecting rainwater now illegal in many states as big government claims ownership over our water. This is siege. This is total domination. They're creating a slave system where we're owned by the government and the corrupt corporations that control it. Let's move quickly through calls. Roy, Mark, and JC, if I've got time. Roy in Georgia, you're on the air. We just talked to Roy. I apologize. Mark and then JC. Mark in Ohio, former military. Go ahead.
Alex?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just want to let you know, I spent 30 years active reserve in the Army. Started out jumping out of airplanes with 11 Special Forces. Had a top-secret security clearance for communication. And finished my career since about 97 making military policemen. If you're Army, National Guard, Reserve, Marine Corps Reserve, whatever you came to us, become reclassified as a military policeman. And I used to get those of people, patriots or aficionados who go to eBay and those kind of stuff. Uncle Sam, the big brother, is watching eBay. I got a visit from 2 FBI agents, even though they knew I was a master sergeant in the Army Reserve, had a previous holder of a top-secret security clearance. They wasted their time to come to see me and ask me why I was buying bulletproof vests. I whipped out my ID. I said, "Are you guys dressed alike with your